Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another missing persons case, and it is close to my heart because it is in my state of Georgia, and her name is KEESLYN Roberts. She is 20 years old from Chatsworth, Georgia, and she was last seen on January 18th, 2020, so not even a year ago, at the truck stop, the Flying J in Resaca, Georgia. I'm from Georgia and I don't even know how to pronounce that. Her dad is actually a truck driver himself, so he knows the dangers of somebody going missing at a truck stop. There are tons of drivers going in and out, and they're going state to state, so it's very dangerous for somebody to go obviously missing at a truck stop, and they are just desperate for answers, y'all. Desperate. There are no surveillance cameras outside in the parking lot at the Flying J, so nobody even saw where KEESLYN went. It's just a mystery. And I want to help this family out as much as possible. Like I said, if you don't know, I do live in Georgia, and KEESLYN's parents do by chance see this video and I can be of service to you. I would love to come help you search or gather up a search team to help search for KEESLYN. So just reach out to me. My email is down in the description below. So as always with missing and unsolved cases, please like this video because it not only helps out my channel, but it helps spread awareness for these cases. Let's bring KEESLYN home, and the more people that like the video, the more it gets into YouTube's algorithm and pushes those videos out there. Y'all do an amazing job at that, and I cannot thank y'all enough. That's the main goal of this channel, is to help find these people, because some of them might not been passed away. Some of them could very well be here in the States and we just don't know about it. So with every like and every share to any social media platform that y'all can share this video to, it helps just that much more bring KEESLYN home or closure to her family. And there is a disclaimer down in the bottom, but all opinions are my own. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Anything that I have found involving this case, I have found from family member statements, news articles, social media. If I miss anything, or if you know anything that I did not mention about this case, please leave it down in the comments. Welcome back to Crime Time with Mal. If you are new, my name is Mal, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you decide to stay and subscribe to my channel down below. Hit that bell so you don't miss out on any new videos, and thank you so much for y'all's support. Seriously, thank you. I can't thank you enough. I cannot show my gratitude through this camera enough. Please do not be mean down in the comments below. Please just be nice and refrain from reaching out to anybody that I mention in this video or talking crap about anybody I mentioned in this video. Yeah, I don't even have to say this, but you know, just for the very few of y'all that I do have to say it to. So KEESLYN, like I said, is 20 years old. She just turned 21 this past October, so happy birthday, baby girl. Happy 21st birthday. KEESLYN is described as a very kind, compassionate, beautiful, fun-loving, adventurous, very outgoing personality. She is a great kid, a great student, and she loves playing sports. She also loves gymnastics, and she loves to dance, and she has a great sense of humor. So KEESLYN lost her grandmother in 2009, and they were super close. So this devastated KEESLYN, and her parents said that she kind of kept her feelings to herself and she didn't really talk about it. But after she disappeared, KEESLYN's mom found her diary where she expressed all of her emotions in there. And there she said basically how devastated she was and how hard of a time she was having trying to move forward with everything. KEESLYN's mom, Sharon, did say that they got KEESLYN counseling, but they wished that they would have helped her just a little bit more. So when Keeslyn was a senior, she actually got a possession of green charge, but it was a very minor charge, misdemeanor, you know, nothing a big deal. Not saying that aren't a big deal, but that's just another story. As we all know, here in the States, that is becoming more popular and states are legalizing it. So in a lot of states that it is not legalized, it's just, you know, basically a slap on the wrist. So it wasn't a big deal. She was put on probation for that and continued about her life. So since Keeslyn was on probation, she texted her dad, and I'm pretty sure this was on the 18th, January 18th, the day that she went missing. This story has a bunch of conflicting reports, and I'm gonna try my best to get y'all the most accurate information that I possibly can. I have done a ton of research. I've read a bunch of different articles. I've watched a bunch of different interviews with her parents, so I'm going to tell y'all as accurately as I can. So on January 18th, the day that Keeslyn went missing, she texted her dad. She was on her way to the probation office to report to probation. Well, not long after that, I believe the probation officer then called her dad, Eric, Keeslyn's dad, Eric, and said, you know, Keeslyn hasn't reported to probation. She was supposed to report on Monday. Have you heard from her? And Eric said, yeah, actually I have. She's on her way there is what she told me. So then around 10 or 11 o'clock, the Keeslyn's probation officer then called Eric back and said, hey, she did not show up. Do you know where she is? So Eric got worried, and then he drove to where she was living at the time, to her boyfriend's house, Chris. When he arrived at Chris's house, he asked Chris, hey, have you heard or seen Keeslyn? And he said, well, I know where her car is. It's at the Flying J in Resaca. And Eric then drove over to the Flying J, which is about an hour drive. And when Eric arrived, sure enough, there was Keeslyn's white Toyota Corolla in the back of the parking lot of the Flying J. And that actually shares a parking lot with Denny's, the restaurant. So I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, but her car was found 2 days after she went missing. So she went missing on the 18th. And her car was found on the 20th of January. Her dad then called Gordan County Sheriff's office, and they sent out 2 deputies, which then told Eric he needed to call Murray County, I guess, because that's where they live. And if he wanted to file a missing persons report, he needed to call that county. So he called Murray County, and 2 hours later, they show up. Eric asked the deputies if they wanted to search Keeslyn's car, and they said no, and Eric drove the car back to his house, and as far as I'm concerned, it's still there. 5 days later, no contact, no questions, no nothing. And remember, the first 24 to 48 hours after a crime has been committed or after a missing person is the most crucial. Just time is of the essence. So it was said that Keeslyn took her boyfriend, I believe there's been different reports saying that it was Chris and it wasn't Chris, it was just a different friend. But from what I have seen, it was Chris, her boyfriend, took him to work at Denny's, which remember it's the same parking lot, around 7 p.m. on January 18th. Dropped him off and said, I will be back a few hours later, but she never showed up. When Chris got off work, he looked outside and saw that her car was still there. I'm not sure, like, I have questions, and everything that I have found just does not answer those questions. Like, why, when her car was there and Keeslyn didn't pick up Chris, why didn't he call anybody and say, hey, Keeslyn's not here? Or, like, I don't know. I don't know anything that happened from the time that Keeslyn was supposed to pick up Chris and the time that they found her car. That was 2 days later. So what happened within that time frame? If you know, leave it down in the comments. Keeslyn was seen at the Flying J inside by a few employees that said that she was actually there to see somebody. And when she was spotted in the kitchen, which is obviously an employees only area. She was confronted by an employee, and then they got into a confrontation, and she fled the scene. And she fled the scene after they called 911. Before 911 could arrive, she was obviously gone, but her backpack was there with a phone charger, her ID, her debit card, and some cash. And nobody obviously knows how she ended up leaving, if her car's there. How did she leave? Like, some people have said that a trucker had picked her up. Some people have said that they saw Keeslyn with a trucker at different truck stops, but those were never confirmed, so nobody knows. And obviously there's no surveillance cameras outside, so where did Keeslyn go? So in early of March 2020, somebody that said that they are an employee at the Flying J text Keeslyn's dad, I believe, and said that there is clothes behind a dumpster by some bushes at the Flying J. So Eric and Sharon immediately got into their car and drove the hour trip to the Flying J to check it out. Sure enough, Keeslyn's clothes were there. Eric then called Gordan County Sheriff's Department. They came out, took the clothes away in a plastic bag, but they told, now get this, they told Eric that they could not send it off to get DNA testing or forensic testing, anything done, because no crime was committed. I'm sorry. But if a girl leaves a truck stop without a vehicle, without her keys, without any cash, debit card, phone charger, nothing, something's weird. Like, yes, granted, she left because the cops were being called, but why didn't she come back? Like, how can she just be out there with no money, no nothing? And side note, 2 days prior to Keeslyn going missing, another person went missing at that same truck stop, the Flying J, the same one that has no surveillance cameras in the parking lot. I suggest they get those fixed or working or whatever. Caleb Smith, 21 years old, went missing from the Flying J and was found a few weeks later in a wooded area, completely nude in the woods, and they ruled it as an overdose. That story is just weird to me. If you want me to do a video on it, even though they say it's a closed case and it was ruled a drug overdose, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you want to do this, or give this video a like to let me know. But law enforcement did come out and say that there's no connection between Keeslyn and Caleb, so that's that. Now we're going to talk about Keeslyn's warrant. There has been a lot of miscommunication. Apparently, law enforcement put out to the public that Keeslyn had a warrant out for her arrest, which her dad says, per her probation officer, that is not true. The warrant for her, non-report warrant, the probation officer did not even put out a warrant for her non-report until the 21st or 22nd of January. So after she went missing. And he wants to make that very clear to the public that she did not run because of a warrant. And she would have appeared if, she was around. So obviously this is still an open case. There's also not that much information out about this, but I do want to spread the word just because it was at a truck stop. Somebody said, if she fled the scene from a truck stop, I don't know. Maybe somebody picked her up because she didn't have a car. So how did she just leave? Now, since they can't find her phone, her dad did pull up phone records, and it showed that her phone was last pinged on January 18th at the Flying J, but nothing was after that. Her phone has since then been disconnected, and her cell phone number has been recirculated through people, so it's not even Keeslyn's number anymore. Keeslyn is 5 feet tall, 6 inches. She is 120 pounds. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and she has gauges in her ear. Keeslyn also has a pretty large tattoo on the lower part of her right arm that is an ocean theme, and it has waves and a sea turtle with the quote, "Love yourself first. There is a $10,000 reward for anybody that knows any information leading to the discovery or whereabouts of Keeslyn. And if you do know anything or have any information, no matter how big or small, if you think you saw her or anything, please, please, please call Detective Eric White with Murray County Sheriff's Department at 706-695-4592. Or you can call Jay Johnson with the Gordan County Sheriff's Department at 706-879-5450. Please, 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 again, like and share this video. Let's get the word out for Keeslyn. Let's find her, help find her. I am going to try to get a hold of her parents and family to try and see if I can help, maybe even get involved in a search for her or something. We need to find this girl. Like, she's beautiful. She's so young, so vibrant, vivacious. Like, we need to start finding these people, and I'm trying to do as best as I can. So I really appreciate it if y'all help support me and help support Keeslyn and her family by pushing this video out to the public and share wherever you can. I appreciate it more than you know. And as always, please be nice in the comments below. I have got a very long video coming up that's actually going to be a two-part series for Scott Peterson. And if you don't know who Scott Peterson is, where have you been? But I have been following that case, or I followed that case back whenever I was in high school, and some new things have came out about this man. So I will be doing a video, two-part video on that. He actually has court this Friday, November 6th. So those videos will be out before then, or at least part one will be out tomorrow on Thursday. So y'all make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so it will notify you when I upload that video. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you so much for all y'all's support, all y'all's kind words, and all y'all's words of encouragement. Y'all have no idea how much that means to me, and I love y'all more than words can say. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. What was this? I don't know. Bye, y'all.